Check it.
I just wanted to speak briefly about this.
It's polluted the whole Gulf of Mexico.
And they don't really know, to be frank with you.
Try to pay attention. This is important.
Hey guys, this is MrPoliticsGeek. I will explain by the end of this video why my opening is a little different from usual. But today we are actually going to talk about the BP oil spill. It's a pretty big deal right now, actually. You know, America's wondering who are the big players that are involved with this catastrophe. Welcome to MrPoliticsGeek's comprehensive guide to BP oil drilling. BP is the leaseholder and the operator of the oil rig, meaning they have to hire a driller to send a rotating pipe into the ocean floor. For people who don't understand this, BP is kind of like the rich kid that would hire other kids to do his homework for him. The driller in this case would be Transocean. They would be the ones who build the rig. Back to our analogy. Transocean would be the smart kids who would do the homework for rich kids like BP. Finally, there's Halliburton, which is the company that would cement the well on the ocean floor where the oil is pulled. And in our analogy, Halliburton would be that thug that the rich kid would hire in order to make sure no one snitches on him. And in the spirit of America, everyone's asking, whose fault is it? Don't worry, man, I got you covered. Introducing Whose Shitty Job Caused It? Alright, let's get on with the show. We have 3 different contestants today here on our show. Question number 1 goes out to contestant number 1. What has this oil spill taught you and your company about the deficiency of your oil rigs?
I believe our operating management system in the Gulf of Mexico is as good as anyone. I can't point to any deficiencies to point out to you. The investigations are obviously going to be important in terms of if there was something missed. I know of nothing that points me in a direction that we have deficiencies in our...
You failed, contestant number 1! You know, if you're saying that there weren't any deficiencies, then whose deficiency caused this?
BP, as a leaseholder and the operator of the well, hired Transocean to drill that well.
I see that contestant number 1 has blamed contestant number 2. Contestant number 2, what do you have to say about this?
These events occurred after the well construction process was essentially complete.
Contestant number 2 has just accused contestant number 3. Turning up the heat, eh? Contestant number 3, what do you have to say about the shitty job that caused this oil spill?
Halliburton, as a service provider to the well owner, is contractually bound to comply with the well owner's instructions.
Contestant number 3 has just accused contestant number 1. So there you have it, folks. BP blames Transocean, Transocean blames Halliburton, Halliburton in turn blames BP. Oh man, it's a perfect circle. It's a threesome of wild orgy of accusations! Sorry, I just puked up in my mouth a little bit. Yeah, frankly, it's that disgusting to watch this. You know, but the big problem actually doesn't lie with the relationships among the oil companies. The big problem really lies with the relationships among the oil companies and the consumers and the government. 3 things. Number 1, the consumers. You see, in 2007, in Russia, they consumed about 3 million barrels of oil every day. In China, they consumed about 7.5 million. The US of A consumed about 20 million barrels of oil every day. And the oil and the natural gas companies, you know, they're earning a lot of money. They're also lobbying too, you know, just a little bit. Almost, you know, $154 million in 2009. And with that money going into the government happens to come up with legislation that just happens to favor big oil. So what is the solution? Look, I don't claim that my solution is going to change and solve the whole energy dilemma. You know, but I think the very first step that all of us can take is just being aware of the situation. I mean, have you watched the news recently? Read a newspaper? An article? Watched a political blog? Yes, you have. You have done that one because you're watching this video. Good for you. Good for you. You and I are a part of the system, and you and I have the responsibility and the ability to make a difference within the system. And the only way we're ever going to solve this problem is taking that first step of being an informed citizen and doing your research. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me once again for your weekly dose of Politics Geek. And you know, I really challenge you for this weekend to make just one video response, one comment to a political blog, an online debate, or whatever it might be, and message me, and you might be featured in my next video. So with that, thank you very much. This has been Mr. Politics Geek, and I'm out. Research.